Michelle Morales. Be gentle, and I promise I won't have any anal spasms while I'm up here. Have you ever had an anal spasm? I'd rather give birth to a porcupine than have an anal spasm. That is the worst 5 seconds of torture I've ever had. You know, I'll be at the grocery store and handing over my $5 of cash for a thing of milk. And all of a sudden, here you go. Or I'll be pumping gas, you know. Shit, motherfucker. Still don't understand it. I don't understand why I have anal spasms. Maybe because I have 3 kids. I have twins. But the hemorrhoids. You know, I have this friend. You know, I may look innocent, but I'm not. Okay. Me and my friends, right over here, we like to talk about vaginas, penises, and sex. Okay. So we talk about vaginas, you know, how we like to beat it, keep it clean, beat it, beat. And so my friend comes over. Well, she's not really a friend. She's actually an acquaintance. And she tells us, well, don't you hate when you have sex the night before? The day after, vagina smells. And it seeps through your pants. And you can smell it all day at work. And our jaws, this is a true story, everybody. And our jaws went down to the floor. I didn't even know what to say. I said, you know what? I like to condition, shampoo, powder, wax, and clean my vagina. You know? It's nice and clean in there. You know what I mean? I like to keep it nice and clean. So then I was, you know, after that I said, whatever. You know, I didn't want to talk about that anymore. I didn't want to know how smelly your vagina is. It's done. I'm done. So I was telling this story about this Filipino lady. You know, I'm half Filipino, half white, everybody, just if you wanted to know. You think I'm Mexican. But, so yeah, I know. You're all laughing because you thought I was Mexican. Whatever. Anyway, I'm married to a Mexican, by the way. So, yeah, I know. Who said that? Who said that? I know. Okay. Yeah, but I know. So anyways, so I'm telling this story about this Filipino lady. You know, I work in a doctor's office. Okay, she comes up to me. She hands me this note. Michelle, can you give this to the doctor? No. Let me tell you how it goes. Michelle, can you give this to the doctor, please? And I said, all right, well, let me read it. It's a torn piece of paper. It says, when I take a shit, my butt is hurt. I said, what the fuck? I'm reading this letter, and all of a sudden, I turn my head. Bam! Michelle, look at this. Look, Michelle. I take a shit like this, and then I turn around like this. And I went my butt like that. I said, you know what, Lita? Sit down. You don't need to show me how you wipe your ass. Okay, sit down. I don't need to see it. No, Michelle, look. Wipe my butt like this. Oh my God, is that the light? Oh my God, that went in 1 minute. So I show it to the doctor, and she says, what the fuck does this say? I said, let me translate it into fob language. When I wipe my shit, when I take a shit, my butt is hurt. What the fuck? So I'm telling this girl whose vagina smells. Okay, I'm telling her the story, and what happens? She says, Michelle, why do you wipe like that? Let me show you how I wiped. Okay, front to back, people. Front to back. She asked me, why do you wipe like that? And I thought about it. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. You wipe back to front. No wonder your vagina smells. You got E. coli all up in there. All up in there. Thank you, everybody.